Hello. I'm still adjusting to just getting things set up here with YouTube. And oh, yeah, I'm live. And I still haven't figured it all out yet. And then plus, I'm reeling in a. Anyway, okay, look, so let me just get to it. I am Naima Singletary, advisor to visionaries who know that they are born to birth world-changing, culture-shifting visions that requires millions, perhaps billions of dollars, and that there's a uniqueness about their power and assertion of power that's required for them to make that dent in the world, and that they must create their own rules, that they must be willing to, and that in doing that, they naturally oppose the status quo, which is anybody who's shifted anything in the culture or in history by their very nature and the decisions that they made, the way they led, changed things and had them oppose the status quo. So thank you so much for being here. Please share this if you find value. I am here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Europe time. And today I'm talking about the quantum leaps in birthing the unseen. The quantum leaps in birthing the unseen. I'm just wondering about how I'm going to be with my show. Now might not be the best time to be thinking about that, but I want to hear from folks, right? Like, part of the reason why I chose to do YouTube is because of the chat function, because of its longevity, its search function. And so you can comment here, even if you're watching this as a replay. I invite your comments so I can, like, if there's something about this topic that you feel like needs to be contributed, or there's a topic that you would like for me to discuss as it relates to being a visionary who's birthing something that the world has yet to see, please share it with me, because I would like to, while I have topics that I know are of high relevance, naturally, I want to know what's going on in your world, particularly if you are the person who deeply resonates with the content that I share and you want me to continue bringing it. So I have created lots of success, and there's so much more to go. So it's not like I've arrived, okay? I've made a ton of mistakes, and frankly, my success is only a result of the countless mistakes that I've made. You literally fail your way to the top, literally. And what I know now that I didn't know then, when I say then, I mean when success was the usual stuff for me, oh, millions of dollars, right? What most people might call success. So back then, when I was like a rookie on the rise, I actually used to have a brand called Rookie on the Rise, but when I was a rookie on the rise, it was like, if I wasn't working, I felt like I was failing. I remember specifically, I was like, my mindset, I was like 19, and I remember I was still living with my mom at the time, and I was like, I'm not going out because I don't feel like I've done enough work to even deserve to go out. And I remember carrying that mindset for a long time in the beginning of my entrepreneurial career, and feeling like I needed to beat myself into exhaustion before I could deserve to, buy something extraordinary or that I might deem awesome and expensive. And I equated success and worthiness, and really believed that I would win in life if I worked really hard all the time and was producing all the time. And what I've come to know over the years of burnout, experiencing lots of burnout, of needing to rest for unusually long periods of time unnecessarily, because there's definitely a time for rest. But what I can say now in retrospect is that a lot of my rest came because I didn't know how to navigate myself. I didn't know how to work with energy. And so I'd burn myself out. I'd work all the time. Right? And I'd make incremental progress. Like, who wants to be making incremental progress for years? I could see if you're working on a project and, maybe something is, incremental for, an important reason, and then, then it starts to stretch and leap. But for years, I made incremental progress for years. And that's part of what has inspired today, and what I know in my work with visionaries now. That's what I love about the long game, being committed to the long game, and learning, and the maturation of being in the game for a long time. And that is, especially as women, we actually produce more when we hang back. We produce more when we hang back. So typically the thing that drives the whole work, go, is a very low wealth consciousness, like scarcity-based consciousness, low self-worth, and allowing outside pressure to have more influence than I have on myself, than the influence I have on myself. And that was my thing, and that's what I see happening with so many. It's ubiquitous. It is just like, especially if you're a fan of Gary Vee, which I am, and he is penetrating and convincing and powerful, and right. And this man is about posting freaking 60 pieces of content a day and okay. That's his way, right? I'm definitely not knocking his way. Like, that's in his DNA. He must go that way or else he will die, right? That's clear. And I love him for it. And what I know from copying so many people over the years. Baby, it's hard earned, all right? And I don't need to learn the hard way anymore. But what I've learned from copying so many people over the years and allowing my power and control of myself to be usurped by other people's opinions and words and ways of being, is that I have a way. I have a rhythm. You have a way. You have a rhythm. And what your job to do then is, when you're birthing something, and you're going to be in the game for a while, if you are creating something that requires millions, that's changing culture, that's changing an industry, that's changing paradigms, you're in this for the long term, right? Which means one of your chief jobs is going to be high self-awareness. It is. You're going to have to be so highly aware of your energy levels, your triggers, what pulls you, what pushes you, understanding how your body operates throughout the day, understanding how to get yourself charged up, how to get yourself revved down. And so what I know now in how to create quantum leaps, and this is so counterintuitive, and it's what we're going to be doing. I'm excited because I know something that you don't know yet. What we're going to be doing when we're going to be meeting throughout the year, next year, meeting throughout the year, and it's uniquely designed based on my experience of giving myself time and space. So the counterintuitive approach to creating quantum leaps when you're birthing something, especially when, remember I said in last week's show that nobody can give you a blueprint. I don't care. You can pay $100,000. No coach can tell you how to do your unseen thing, right? You're a visionary. You have this thing that you are to do. My thing is the chateau. Like, the thing that I'm creating does not exist. Like, it exists in the infinite realm, in the realm of non-form. And what I'm doing is I'm giving myself to it every day to bring it into form. Nobody can tell me how to do that. It hasn't been done. I mean, like, the whole bringing something from non-form into form is done all the time and has been done since the beginning of creation. Yes. But in the way that I am meant to bring it about. Or like, there are some things, like what I'm sharing with you is something that applies across the board and is universal. But nobody can tell me how to navigate, what to act on, what is inspired action for me, right? What action for me to take, what action for me not to take. That's something that I tap into with intuition, and I move about and I tweak and I sense and I listen and right? That's like a push-pull navigation thing between me and God. However, the universal part that is relevant, that will serve you greatly, is the allowance of time and space. You've been here before, so I'm preaching to the choir when I say this thing that I'm getting ready to say. You know when you're so busy you can't even think? Like, you're so busy, you can't even come up with creative ideas. When there's something you need to make a decision on, you take longer to make the decision because you're so inundated with doing things. You're so busy and you're so busy. Like, you need to make a big decision about something big and you can't make the decision because you're so, right? The secret to quantum leaping and not being taken out by the vacuum and the vortex of creating something unseen. Because see, when you're creating something that's unseen, it's all about, you don't know. Like, you're like, I don't know. All I know is I have this vision, I'm bringing it forth, but I don't really know how or what. So then you have all this unknown, and typically in that unknown, people get afraid and they start getting busy out of a place of fear, scarcity, right? And so the counterintuitive approach is for you to learn how to sit and create time and space in the unknown to allow for the information to come through. This is what I mean last week when I said, you're going to give me the blueprint because you know. But it's only going to be revealed to you if you can get quiet and give the space for it to talk to you. Remember I told you I moved from California to Texas, and I built a fashion marketing company from the ground up, and I sold it. Now, on a logical level, the way that I went about it didn't make sense. So I have zero network in Texas when I moved there. I have no, I have some sales. I did have some experience in sales and business before I moved there because I'd had another company that I sort of did more like a hobby. So I did have some skills, some experience, but I didn't hardly have, any advanced level of